all we do when we try to engage and we tell these narcissistic people, listen, these are my boundaries and you need to be better. And listen, I'm preaching to the choir here, okay? Because this has been me.
Yeah.
I've been doing this in my own life and in my own relationships with narcissists for years. Well, maybe I should say it this way. Maybe I should tell him to stop calling me names like that. Maybe I should say you ought to love people better. Maybe I should tell him you're a follower of Jesus, act like it. Maybe I should tell him all this stuff. And what we know about narcissists is that it doesn't matter. It is a complete waste of time. And so what ultimately happens is it makes you frustrated with yourself.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you real quick. Thank you for that. Is that now that I broke no contact and he got in a job, he kind of make his they were pretty evil remarks.
Let it go.
And I don't like to respond to that. Okay.
Let it go. Let it go. Understand, and this goes for anybody who's listening to this right now, when you deal with narcissists, when you deal with people who don't care enough about other people and have the ability to devalue them and demean them, you have to grow into a place of expecting it. You have to know that is them. That is their disorder.
Mm-hmm.
That is narcissistic personality disorder. They look at you and feel entitled to say these horrible things, and you can't say anything back. How dare you? In their world, it is so accurate and it's so true. It's like it's like you telling someone the sky is blue, and then them coming back to argue with you. You would struggle with. Narcissists are the same way. So when they devalue you and say really mean things and make these jabs, we have to let it go. And we have to use it as a reminder as to why we're getting out. You're never going to fix it. There's nothing that you're going to say that's going to change them, make them be nicer to you, make them say anything else. It's not going to happen. It doesn't matter how many times they say, I'm going to church, I'm working on my issues, I'm trying to become better. They will not. I'm telling you, what you see is what you get. Even if they do decide to stop cussing, even if they do decide to stop using foul language, their jabs at you in life will just be words without foul language, but just as equally evil, because this is their disorder. Their disorder is not caring about you as an individual and not caring about your needs as an individual. Their disorder is that of only caring about themselves. And if they
what you told me.
if they stop caring about themselves and take you into consideration, they die. And we need to understand this and take it seriously.
I do. I see that. One of your videos where you were talking about that I had no business mingling with the dark. That was me. And I took responsibility for that. The first month I was saying, you know what, I'm owning it because I had no business being with him.
Right.
And the 20 years that I put into it wasn't recognized as enduring because I put myself in that path and I fell for it. And I thought, I stood because I thought, I'm going to fix it. I can make it better. And now I'm pissed off. I'm really pissed off that I wasted 20 years on him with all that.
Yes.
And this is it.
And you're going to be pissed. You're going to be pissed off. And that's the other thing, is that all we do when we try to engage and we tell these narcissistic people, listen, these are my boundaries and you need to be better. And listen, I'm preaching to the choir here, okay? Because this has been me.
Yeah.
I've been doing this in my own life and in my own relationships with narcissists for years. Well, maybe I should say it this way. Maybe I should tell him to stop calling me names like that. Maybe I should say you ought to love people better. Maybe I should tell him you're a follower of Jesus, act like it. Maybe I should tell him all this stuff. And what we know about narcissists is that it doesn't matter. It is a complete waste of time. And so what ultimately happens is it makes you frustrated with yourself. It makes you, it's like you're trying to hammer a nail into a board that won't go in, and you're hitting it harder and harder, and you're just getting frustrated and more angry and more angry. I've used this analogy before. It's like trying to put a square peg in a round hole, and you're twisting it and turning it, and you're only going to make yourself hostile. You're going to make yourself angry as you're trying to push something into something that's not going to go. You're going to drive yourself insane. And this is what it looks like when we engage with narcissists. We're trying to get them to see our side. We're trying to reach them. We're trying to say, I love you. Why can't you just be normal and love me back? So I want you to remember this. That's putting a square peg in a round hole. And all you're going to do is hurt your hands and your wrist. You're going to fill your head up with blood, and you're going to get so frustrated, and you're going to walk away feeling so enraged. And then you're going to try and go back at it again. And this is where we need to stop. You gotta drop it. You gotta drop that square peg.
I didn't follow him. Yeah, when he left, that was it. I said, I'm not gonna chase you, and I didn't answer any of his calls for the first 3 weeks until he started going to the church to try to get me to answer the phone.
Yeah,
and I caved.
Tell him to stop calling you. Even the people at the church, tell him to stop calling you. Take more initiative for what you really want to do in your life and how you're going to get out of it. Take that initiative. Do it away from the church people and those who you all share in common. Okay.
Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate all your help and all your good work. God bless you.
Thank you.
Bless everybody there. Thank you.
Bless
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.